You scroll through a playlist recommendation, but click away uninterested. Music just doesn't grab you like it does others. A concert invite comes and you pass. The idea of rhythms and lyrics feels like background noise at best, irrelevant at worst. In a world where tunes soundtrack everything from workouts to commutes, you navigate silence or spoken word, unbothered by the absence of beats. Why do some of us remain unmoved by music, treating it as optional ambiance rather than emotional elixir? What's muted in the brain and body when melody misses the mark, turning symphonies into static while the masses sway? Tonight, we're tuning into the psychology and physiology of those who don't listen to music. It's not tone deafness or disdain, it's a subtle spectrum of neural selectivity, hormonal harmony, and experiential echoes that prioritize other stimuli over sonic stories, making quiet the preferred track. Dial into the disengagement. A song plays, and for most, the auditory cortex lights up, syncing with the nucleus accumbens for dopamine delights. Rhythms entrain heartbeats, lyrics evoke memories via the hippocampus. But for non-listeners, this circuit hums faintly. The superior temporal gyrus processes sound, but connectivity to reward centers like the ventral tegmental area underperforms. No adrenaline kick from crescendos or oxytocin swell from shared vibes. Physiologically, it's neutral. No sympathetic surge from bass drops, heart rate unaltered, cortisol unmoved by balance. It's efficient. Energy conserved for verbal or visual inputs, basal ganglia not habituating play as pleasure. Studies suggest genetic variants in dopamine receptors like DRD2 dial down musical anhedonia, where tunes fail to trigger endorphins. The body treats music as white noise, parasympathetic steady for focus elsewhere. Evolutionary nod? In survival eras, acute hearing aided alerts, not aesthetics. Today, it means podcasts over pop, with serotonin stable sans sonic highs. Meet the sensory selectors. These folks curate inputs meticulously, often highly focused or sensitive elsewhere. Their insula prioritizes tactile or visual over auditory. Rooted in upbringing sans musical immersion, homes quiet or speech-centric, their mirror neuron system attunes to conversations, not choruses. Polyvagal theory highlights a vagus nerve tuned for social cues via tone of voice, but not melody. Ventral engagement thrives in dialogue, dorsal calm in silence. Physiologically, this shields from overload, no glutamate floods from complex harmonies, GABA balancing for mental clarity. Ever zoned out during a gig, mind wandering productively? That's the prefrontal cortex reallocating resources, dopamine from tasks, not tracks. HPA acts as low-key, preventing the earworm cortisol loops that plague enthusiasts. They skip music because it doesn't enhance. Body thrives in auditory minimalism, immune cytokines calm without inflammatory spikes from loud volumes. Then the emotional evaders. For them, music's emotive pull feels intrusive. Lyrics stir unwanted introspection, beats amplify moods they'd rather regulate. Their amygdala responds mildly to musical valence, no norepinephrine rush from anthems or serotonin dip from durgas. Often linked to alexithymia traits, difficulty identifying feelings, the medial prefrontal cortex underintegrates emotional audio, favoring logic. Physiologically, this maintains equilibrium. Oxytocin reserved for interpersonal bonds, not vicarious vibes. Gut-brain axis serene sans rhythmic disruptions that could trigger IBS flares in sensitives. They avoid playlists not from apathy but autonomy. Body eases, no throat lump from ballads, endorphins from self-directed pursuits like reading. Ignore not the focus forgers. In high concentration realms, coders, writers, their dorsolateral prefrontal excels at sustained attention, viewing music as distraction. Dopamine pathways reward flow states, but studies show lyrical tunes fragment working memory via the phonological loop. Physiologically, skipping soundtracks stabilizes norepinephrine for precision, no sympathetic distractions like foot tapping. Hippocampal encoding sharpens without melodic interference. They tune out tunes for productivity peaks, adrenals untaxed, sleep deeper without late-night earworms. The cultural curators add nuance. In environments where music ties to unwanted associations, religious restrictions, past traumas, the hippocampus flags it negatively, amygdala alerting subtly. Or philosophies like minimalism deem it excess, orbital frontal undervalues auditory rewards. Physiologically, this lowers allostatic load, telomeres preserved from stress-free simplicity, inflammation curbed from sonic volumes. Trauma-tuned tuneless add depth. Adverse experiences link sounds to pain, locus coeruleus muting musical arousal. Body protects, cortisol buffered, vagus toned for quiet recovery. Broaden the bandwidth. The body benefits short-term. Auditory rest prevents hearing fatigue, parasympathetic bloom fosters restoration. Long-term, potential social gaps if bonds form via shared songs, oxytocin dips, unspoken preferences somatize as isolation aches. But upsides, heightened verbal acuity, resilience in noise-free niches. But the muted melody, non-listeners aren't deficient, they're discerning, deep thinkers, present livers who find rhythm in rain or conversation. Their wiring gifts focus, empathy untethered to tunes, innovation in silence. Shift isn't forced fandom, neuroplasticity via gentle exposure, prefrontal reframes music as tool. Curiosity practices, dopamine from discovery, not duty. Revelations resonate, a track tried, no transformation, but tolerance builds. Body neutral, expects nothing, finds nuance. Which mute matches? Selector sifting senses, evader eluding emotions, forger forging focus, curator crafting culture, tuneless trailing traumas? Comment if it chimes quietly. In a soundtrack-saturated sphere, tuneless traverse tranquilly, but melody optional, not obligatory. You don't need notes for narrative, nuance narrates. Your body bypassed beats for balance, now bask, serenity in silence, strength in select, not absence, just alternative. That quiet quest, it quests quietly. If this muted a melodic mystery, silent symphonies sink and serene, you're a ranger of ambiance, not audience. Like if it harmonized a hidden hush, subscribe for more modulations on our muted minds.